Hey everybody, welcome to the Spit or Swallow Beer Review. Now check out this intro that Jammer created.
Pop a top and pour a pint. It's time for the Spit or Swallow Beer Review with your hosts, Shagdog and Jammer. We're diving into the frothy depths of hops, malts and barley, unearthing truths one brew at a time. Remember, every sip tells a story, and every comment, like, share and subscribe continues to write ours. So, let's raise a toast to the world of beer, banter, friends and family. Cheers!
Well, that was special. Real special. Thanks, Jammer. Jammer's not here with us today. Shagdog, Spit or Swallow Beer Review, doing Pothole City Rocky Road Stout by Pipeworks Brewing Company, which is out of Chicago, where they have the DNC, Chicago, Illinois, Pothole City. Okay. 92 on Beer Advocate with this one, though. 10.5% ABV, American Imperial Stout. I've had a couple beers by this brewery. Not the greatest beers. Not real bad, but not great. So hopefully this stout, most of them have been like Pilsners, and I can't even think of the other ones, the sour. So hopefully the stout is pretty good. Rocky Road Imperial Stout with cacao nibs, vanilla, lactose, and natural almond and marshmallows. So, I mean, right there, it should be good. Anything special on the can? I don't think so. Besides Pothole City right there. I can't even tell what the hell's in the pothole. It's like a big pothole in the center with something in it. There's a car's tire, like it stopped right by the pothole. I'm not sure if that's a car in the pothole or what the hell's in it. My eyes aren't too good at this can. It looks like a beer stand, maybe a hot dog stand. I don't know. Let's get into it. Yeah. No fizz, no head. I think the can is probably shit. There's not going to be any head with this, I don't think. This is from a local liquor store in Augusta. There's a little head there. But when I popped it, there was like no air or anything. No snap, crackle, or pop or anything. No hiss. Nothing. It was just like, not even that. You know, not even a titch. But so I'm surprised that there's actually a little bit of a head there. So, yeah, definitely dark. Maybe a few shades off of pure black, but super duper dark brown or light black, or black with some brown hints. I can't see really through it at all, though. The head is less than a 2-finger now, about a little bit more than a finger. A nice brown head. Well, not brown, but dark tan, I should say, or dark beige. Or what's those? Anyhow, yeah. It smells weird because it's a stout. I guess I'm picking up a coffee. Actually, I'm picking up a little weird marshmallow smell in there. Lactose, vanilla. Maybe a light nuttiness, which might be that natural almond they're talking about. But it almost smells like, I don't know. It could be that lactose. A little bit of sourness in there, maybe. Well, let's just give it a try then, huh? Let's do it. Cheers to all of our viewers. Let me get a little bit more of that in. I don't think I might be able to fit the whole can. Oh, I got the whole can in. All right, there you go. Enjoy. Enjoy it, Shagdog. You deserve this. Bam. Yeah, it's too bad my buddy Jammer's not with me. Even Jammer fan, I sent him a message. PA Brew News, I'm not sure if you're working. If you've got a beer and you want to join in, if you're home, let me know. If not, that's okay, dude. Yeah, very weird. Even the head, the little center, has got like a little crack in the line, like a fault in the middle of the head. It's like a little line almost that you could kind of see through it, like a fault. Well, hopefully it's good. Cheers. Wow. Yeah. I'm picking up chocolate, vanilla, marshmallows, almost everything I said. A lactose and a nuttiness like the almond. I'd have to say I don't like it that much. I don't like it at all, actually. It's just too much going on there. I just like a regular stout, you know. You don't have to put all that shit in it. Yeah, there's a little marshmallow, the cacao nibs, a little chocolate, a little vanilla, a little lactose. I don't think you need all that stuff. I haven't had a beer by Pipeworks that's like really great. I mean, I think they're trying to do too much. I don't know. Even the Pilsner I had by them is just, you know, how some craft beer companies like really screw up a Pilsner. Well, yeah. I mean, why you can't make a Pilsner like a simple German Pilsner, yeah, or a Czech Pilsner? It's just a little bit too much going on here. I don't think you need marshmallow and cacao nibs and vanilla and lactose. And I guess some people like this in Chicago, you know. I don't know if you're from Chicago. Let me know what you think about Pipeworks Brewing. Do you like them, yay or nay? I'm sure nobody from Chicago is going to watch me, though. But if you do, I thank you. Hey, I mean, Chicago, man. The Bulls, right? The Bears, 85 Bears. Yeah. Yeah. One of the best Super Bowl teams ever. One of the best champion teams ever. Champions. Even the Chicago Blitz of the old USFL. I like them. I like their silver helmets and the Blitz and the lightning bolt on it. Yeah. Anything else Chicago I like? I had an ex that was from Chicago area, and then she supposedly lived in downtown Chicago at one point in time or something. Which I can't believe that, but she said she did. Yeah. The Cubs, White Sox, I don't know. You choose. Well, Chicago Blackhawks. Never been a real big hockey fan, but I mean, I'd have to put the Blackhawks up there as one of the classic teams, right? Classic historical team right there. And a lot of good comedians came from Chicago. But apparently, so far, I don't know about their beer. What's that one beer, the bad beer? Supposedly used to be originally from Chicago. Pabst makes it, so it's probably made by Capital Brewing now. Old Style. Old Style, was that originally made in Chicago? I never had one. Let's Google it. Yeah, I just don't think the marshmallow and all that is needed. Could have just made a cacao nibs, a little bit of vanilla. I don't know why you put lactose in a damn imperial stout. I don't know why it's needed. What are the best beers that were made in Chicago? Goose Island Tap Room. They got that in Chicago? Okay. Half Acre Beer Company. Now, these are like newer breweries, right? Over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, maybe. Maple Brewery, Distillery, Off Color Brewing, Cruz Blanca Brew Pub, Forbidden Roots and Restaurant Brewery, Languanitas, whatever you say it. That's originally from Chicago. I didn't know that. Mars Community Brewing Company, Metropolitan Brewing, Ninja versus Unicorn, which is made by Pipeworks, so I don't know why they. Old Irvin Brewing, Pierce Brewing, Pipeworks Brewing Company, which makes Ninja versus Unicorn. Which Ninja versus Unicorn is a I'm not sure. Hefeweizen, maybe? I guess that's supposed to be a Hefeweizen. Old Irvin Brewing Company, Pierce Brewing, Beer Miscus, Bixie Beer, Corridor Brewery Provisions. Doesn't even say Old Style. Was Old Style beer originally made in Chicago? Old Style isn't really a Chicago beer. The Old Style brand comes from La Crosse, Wisconsin, where it was first brewed in 1902. Oh, but it used to be the beer that was advertised by the official beer of the Chicago Cubs or whatever at one time, I believe. I'm not going to read into the whole history of it. Pipeworks Brewing. When did they come out? Pipeworks Brewing. Let's see if when they came out. I don't know if it'll say on here. Founded in January. Opened its doors in January 2012 by the founders of BJ. Hey, I mean, I guess the world didn't end, so they went ahead and opened up a brewery. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, what would I give this? I got it all in there, right? I mean, it's not bad. I guess somebody that likes a stout with all those different flavors in there. I just like a regular stout. You don't have to add a whole bunch of stuff in it. There's a little sweetness to it, syrupy. Maybe even a hint of dark fruit in there. I don't think the marshmallows. I'm not a big marshmallow fan, you know. I just think it's a little too much. But my buddy PA Brews might like this. It's a little thick and syrupy. Not super thick and syrupy, but it's not thin. A little bit of a warming sensation, but it's down here almost towards the belly. It's like not even on the sternum, which is right here on me. It's like down here. So about halfway between the sternum and the belly button, get a little warming sensation, which must be the bottom of my esophagus, right? I'm guessing. Right where it hits the stomach. I don't know. Wow, this wasn't an exciting beer review. Either one of them, actually. I don't know if I've done this one before. I want to check YouTube because it tastes familiar. Maybe I had another beer like it before. Let's see. I hope I'm not lagging too much. My internet is slacking. Let me check the channel, see if we had it ever again. What do I go to? View my channel, right? View my channel. Hey, the Spit or Swallow beer review, y'all. This coming November, end of November, will be a 13-year anniversary. We need Jammer to get back on a beer review. Our statistics have dropped in the last since August 10th. We dropped down. Actually, since August 4th, we dropped. We haven't hit a high point since August 4th for views. So need Jammer to get back on here. He apparently draws in the more professional type people. Not saying PA Brew News isn't professional, but I'm talking about all our non-subscribers. Pothole, though, I don't see it. What the hell is Pothole? The one word? Pothole. Yeah. Thank God I didn't add beer in it. All right, let's see if I've ever done this before. No, this is the only time. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to give this a... God. I just don't think they need all that extra stuff in there. This could be a damn stout. You know, a little bit of hops is okay. But I don't think you need the marshmallow and all that kind of stuff in there. Some people might like this. So it was like, oh, this stout has marshmallows and cocoa nibs or cacao nibs or whatever the hell you say that word, and vanilla. And it's too much for me. I'm going to give it a C plus and a swallow. There you go. I had this beer for, kind of holding off on it because I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this one yet. That's this imperial stout. Well, I'll save that one for later. 10.5% ABV. Yeah, I'll save it for later. Here I am doing it. Finally, my last beer that I actually have as far as craft beers and to review. And that's it. Yeah, it's just too much for me. Anywho, if you ever had this one, if you're from Chicago or able to get any of the beers from Pipeworks Brewing, I liked a lot of their beers. I mean, great theme. They got the unicorn thing going on. You got Ninja versus Unicorn and Unicorn this, and even the beers don't have unicorn. I don't see a unicorn on this particular label, but there was one beer I had nothing to do with the unicorn, but they had unicorns. That might have been their Pilsner. It's just Pipeworks Pilsner, but they had unicorns. Had like little tiny unicorns on the label. There's like a stream and like unicorns, families of unicorns at the stream are like that big. At first I thought they were deer, and then I was like, wait, they're fucking unicorns. I'm not sure what the unicorn thing is about, but excuse my language. I didn't mean to say effing unicorns. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, great time drinking beer reviews. Wish Jammer is here. PA Brewnews, wish he could have joined, but PA Brewnews is on a higher level than me. He's on a higher plane. Sometimes he's talking, I'm like, I am with royalty right here, you know. He's like, he knows a lot about stouts and yeah, he's up here. Now, Jammer fan, Jammer, yeah. Yeah, of course, Jammer. They're not to my level. They're below. No, I'm just kidding. I was going to say they're below me. So, yeah, at least I feel superior when I'm doing beer reviews. Not really. I'm just joking. No, Jammer fan is actually quite good at beer reviewing, and I told him he should do his own beer review channel. I mean, he does a really good job, and he knows a lot. So, but he'd rather just come on our channel and take over. So that happens. Occasionally, I was going to probably try to do it this coming Saturday, but my old brother Diddy, he's been on the channel a few years back, has been on in a while now, about 3 years coming this August, September. But I figured a good time we could do a beer review together. It's college football season. Every other week he doesn't have the kids, and he drinks a couple pre-game beers around 11. It's about my nap time, but I figured, well, I could do one beer review with you, before the game started or something. So he's like, yeah, but so this weekend he doesn't have the kids. I messaged him a few days ago, and hey, you want to get together and do a beer review Saturday online? He's like, well, no, I don't know if he's having it at his place or some other place. He's like, no, we're getting a little, even though he's not a Florida State fan, he's a Miami fan, but Florida State is playing Georgia Tech, and Notre Dame, I guess, is a big deal for some Florida State fans or something that he's friends with. So they're going to get together and watch that game. I was like, fuck, dude. And this happened one other time, too. I tried to plan a beer review with my brother, and same thing happened. Hey, now we're getting together and watching some MMA fight or something. I'm like, Jesus, you don't make any time for your brother? I don't know if I want to do one more beer, drinking and thinking. Maybe an album review maybe I'll go backwards without Jammer. Maybe I'll do 1982. greatest albums of 1982. I can probably throw it together real quick. Yeah, let's try that. All right. Yeah, let's get this beer down because we got to finish our beers before we end here. Sorry it takes so long. I said 15 minutes. It's 20. What you going to do, right? What you going to do when you get wild all over you? Maybe I should do a wrestling video one of these days, huh? My greatest wrestlers ever. My favorite wrestlers. I don't like a lot of new wrestlers. You know, the Roman Reigns and all them guys in WWF. I tried watching. I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is. I mean, even the crappy wrestlers from my day back in the 80s, I like watching better. The Honky Tonk Man, even though he's like had the record for the Intercontinental Champion for like, was it over like a year and a half? I don't even know how long it was, but Gunther or whatever his name is beat him that record in 2023. But Honky Tonk Man was the Intercontinental Champion for a long time. And he was entertaining. Well, I don't know how to do it. You know, the honky tonk shit. Very entertaining. And supposedly Hulk Hogan helped Honky Tonk Man get the Intercontinental belt because originally he was supposed to get it, and then I guess Jake the Snake Roberts was out injured, and they're going to have him come back. Honky Tonk Man was only supposed to be temporary. I guess he got it from Bad Leroy Brown or whatever the hell his name was. I didn't even know he was the Intercontinental champ, but Jake the Snake was supposed to come back and get it, and then Hulk Hogan told Vince McMahon you should let him stay Intercontinental champ with a three-way meeting between Honky Tonk, Hulk Hogan, and Vince McMahon. I don't know how good of friends Honky Tonk Man and Hogan were. Obviously not that good because Hogan couldn't keep Honky Tonk Man in the WCW. That gimmick wasn't flying over by 1993 or 94 or whatever year it was. Now, if Honky Tonk Man came back, like the 96 time frame when the NWO came out, imagine if Honky Tonk Man was the NWO, came back and was NWO Honky Tonk Man. I wonder if anybody's ever created. Let's see if anybody's ever created that. Maybe a Photoshop type picture. Honky Tonk Man, NWO. I could have had a black and white with the music notes. Let's check images. Maybe someone made a fake image. No. I'm sure you could turn Honky Tonk Man NWO style with a black and white guitar, and it would have been great. You know, why not? Why not? Is that really him now? It's like gray hair and a beard. Can't tell that's him. Yeah, you could have made a Honky Tonk Man NWO style. But I don't understand. A couple of wrestlers were wasted when they came to WCW. They were just hanging around. Mostly they even hardly wrestled. Mr. Perfect hardly wrestled in WCW. There's people signed to the WCW and never wrestled or even came on the show, but they're getting paid. One of them was Leapin' Lanny Pothole, also known as the Genius, Macho Man Randy Savage's brother. He was signed to WCW in 95, 96, whatever hell year he was signed to him, and he got paid up until, late 90s or whatever, doing nothing. Never came on the show or anything. Which I don't know how that works. I'd like to have that gig. And he just died recently, too, Leapin' Lanny Pothole. I think he died last year. If you remember Leapin' Lanny Pothole. Lanny Pothole. That's his real name. He was pretty good. I like him. I liked him as a wrestler, actually. When he was Leapin' Lanny, and then when he became the Genius, I didn't like him too much. But, yeah. Now, some people say he might have been on the little Leapin' Lanny flaming side or something. He might have been because he talked that kind of weird way and stuff, Even when up until the day he died, I saw him in some interviews and stuff, and he'd do poems and kind of weird stuff like that. And Leaping Lanny. He had to, he'd do cartwheels in the ring, and they probably should have played him up a little more, yeah. We'll see how old he was. Now, I'm not sure if Leaping Lanny did steroids or anything. I mean, he wasn't like super buff or anything, but Leaping Lanny Pothole died in February 2023. Yeah, a little bit over a year ago, and 1954. So he was, 69 years old. I don't know if he wrestled at all. Let's see. Let's just look at some of his wrestling notes. Leaping Lanny freaking Pothole. I got Leaping Lanny on my WWE 2K24, but I had to use a Genius version of him. I had to take the hat and Genius. The Genius stuff off his robe and stuff. But I forgot his back of his shorts. It says the Genius. I put Leaping Lanny on the back of his shorts, I guess. But professional wrestling. Yeah, let's go to that. Career. All right. I'll try to go back to when he was in WCW. Pothole signed a WCW contract in 1995, but may have wrestled only once during his time there. 2 sites recorded him as having defeated a preliminary wrestler in a dark match at WCW Saturday Night Taping on October 4th, 1997. In a later shoot interview, Pothole explained that he was contacted by his brother Randy Savage, who was wrestling in WCW at the time, with a guarantee of a contract. Savage, who had purchased the Gorgeous George gimmick, offered the character to Pothole, feeling that his brother would generate heat as a heel. Pothole signed the contract with WCW, began an intense training regimen, and bleached his hair blonde. I never knew this. In preparation for his return to the ring. As he recalled, despite being under contract for 5 years and receiving regular paychecks, he was never contacted with any bookings. His own repeated calls to the office went unreturned, and he was simply never used by WCW. Ultimately, Savage gave the Gorgeous George moniker to his then-girlfriend, valet, Stephanie Bellers. So apparently, Gorgeous George moniker was purchased by Randy Savage and gave it to that girl. I remember that. Yeah, not very memorable. I can't believe that. Leaping Lanny Pothole, or the Genius, was contracted WCW for 5 years, only wrestled one dark Saturday night match, and that was it. And he was going to come back as like a new Gorgeous George, and they never brought him back. I'm fucking shocked. Well, they say Hulk Hogan had creative control in WCW after, I think, when he came back, when he first came there, I believe, or maybe it was when the whole NWO started shit. I don't know. So Hulk Hogan should have never had creative control over anything. If I was Ted Turner, I would have had creative control over everything. I would have been down in that business. Like, I own this shit. I'm in control of it. Ted Turner Ted Turner's an idiot anyhow. He's married to Jane Fonda, but yeah. So. Jane Fonda's probably got him by the balls. She was probably sucking some other dudes off in TNT, Turner Broadcast Network, to get him to get rid of the wrestling, probably. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. The Professor, yeah. The Genius, right? The Genius. I don't remember who was the Professor. Was it the Professor, too? I know he's a genius. Yeah. Before he became the genius, though, I liked him as Leaping Lanny Pothole. He's kind of not real well liked, but a little bit liked, as a face. And then when he became a heel as a genius, he actually tag teamed with Mr. Perfect for a little while. Mr. Perfect and a genius. And yeah, back then you could do little crazy gimmicks like that, in the 80s. But the weird thing is, like the genius, he was really like that in real life. He'd do fucking weird poems and shit, and quoting some old ass like books and stuff. Really weird. I see him on a couple of interviews. He's like quoting shit like that. I'm like, so he's like that in real life. Wow. No wonder he didn't bring him into WCW. He's kind of fucking annoying with that shit. But he did have a little feminine flair. If his brother wanted to bring him into WCW as a new gorgeous George. I mean, you remember when he was Leaping Lanny and the genius, he would do fucking cartwheels and act a little feminine. The best feminine wrestler ever. I would like to, feminine, you had Gorgeous George, the original one. But you had in the 80s, you had Adrian Adonis when he did his little feminine thing. He was like really weird because he's fat. And then they had another Adrian called Adrian Street. Ooh, Reggie. And then, of course, you had Goldust, which Dustin Rhodes really nailed the Goldust character, because it was feminine, but I mean, it was kind of cool because he had that gold and black outfit. His face was gold with the black kind of like Kiss makeup, and it was actually pretty cool. Imagine if Kiss had a character in Kiss, like dressed up like Goldust, Maybe when they did that and Ace Frehley first quit the band, they should have brought Bruce Kulick back because he's a better guitarist than Tommy Thayer, I think, and gave him like a Goldust type character look. That would have been awesome. Yeah. Not the greatest beer. I mean, why do you got to put marshmallow into a beer? Yeah. I don't know. When you're drinking something called Pothole City, you're expecting something plain and raunchy, but tasting like concrete. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so we got our new playlist. I got to edit my last video still and put it to the playlist. The Rockin' Reviews and Awesome Brews, where me and Jammer review albums and the greatest albums of each year and stuff like that. So check it out. I don't know if I could highlight the playlist somehow. Maybe I'll try. I did Sucky review. Yesterday I did a Kiss Alive review, and it kind of sucked. So all right, stick with me. In my next video, I might do another Rockin' Review and Awesome Brews video. So stick with us. We'll see you on the next one. Let's chug the rest of that down. Pothole City Swill. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Spit or swallow beer review. Cheers.